welcome Joey Friedman.
Good evening, men of the Rockies. Some of you know me, and many of you do not. My name is Joey Friedman, and I moved to Denver not quite 4 years ago. That I've been honored with the opportunity to address all of you here tonight is itself a testament to just how inclusive and unique the Colorado Jewish community is. I was raised in Washington, D.C., and I grew up in an active Jewish family. We were involved with our local Jewish community and very involved with the D.C. Federation. Though I never drifted away from participating in Jewish life, after I graduated from law school, I found myself living in Evansville, Indiana, with a very satisfying professional career, but with a dating life that was really going nowhere. Basically, as a 30-year-old single Jewish guy in Evansville, Indiana, you don't really have very many dating options. So, examining my priorities, I began researching cities. Denver impressed me, not only for its close proximity to the mountains and its easy access to world-class rock climbing, but I was actually really surprised, it was surprising to me, to find that there was this very robust Jewish community here. Being Jewish and being a rock climber have always been two things that are fundamental to who I am. And Denver seemed like a place where those were things that I could do at the same time. In November 2014, I drove into Denver and I rented a room. I didn't know a single person here. But I leaned into Jewish life. Through a friend of my mom's, I ended up having a breakfast meeting with two professionals from Jewish Colorado. They thought they had to recruit me, and they worked hard to do so. Meanwhile, I sat on the other side of the table, trying really hard to make a great impression so that they'd be willing to connect me. So less than a year later, I was on the National Young Leadership Cabinet, representing my new home and my new community here in Colorado. My getting involved was almost as simple as me thinking that having an extra little layer of ribbon on my name tag would make it that much easier to make friends. On April 23rd, 2015, I showed up about 30 minutes early at the Meisel Museum, at the Meisel Museum for Cocktails with a Macher, featuring Hazel and Herzl Millman. Hazel and Herzl were great. However, the highlight of that evening for me was the brief conversation I had with a girl that I had met at the rock climbing gym. And standing there, I will admit now that honestly, having the extra little layer of ribbon did give me a boost of confidence. As I became more involved, I was surprised and then warmed by Jewish Colorado's openness and willingness to embrace new ideas and new programs. Personally, being part of this recent wave of young Jewish millennials migrating to Denver, I really know how it feels to be a transplant and how you can feel alone and unconnected at times. There appeared to be a need, and I had an idea. When I laid it out, Jewish Colorado took it very seriously and very enthusiastically. The Yad Ambassadors Program is what came out of that. But for those of you who are not familiar with what the Yad Ambassadors Program is, we identify emerging young Jewish leaders. We provide them with tools empowering them to reach out to newcomers in the community. I refer to this as a No Jew Left Behind program, and through the hard work of Jewish Colorado staff and many, many lay leaders, it's been even more successful than I could have imagined. Last year, our first year, we had 81 young adult participants in this program. And just 1 year later, we've already had 129 participants, and we're only halfway through the year. This program also has another portion of it that provides for group dinners. It's called Party of 8. And with this, we've reached over 300 young adults just in the last 6 events. So it's a very successful program. So much has happened to me since I drove solo into Denver in 2014. I have a warm, engaging, and supportive Jewish community here, many of which are here tonight with me. That rock climbing girl that I mentioned, that I met at the Cocktails with a Macher, well, I married her. We've traveled to Israel twice together since then, most recently co-chairing the Denver Young Leadership Mission, along with Jamie Miller Altman and Seth Altman. Seth's here tonight. And even more recently, my wife and I have been attending Jewish Baby University. Yes, the extremely beautiful and extremely pregnant woman who you may have seen here tonight in the polka dots, that's my wife Avery. So, that is the short version of my Jewish Denver story. Jewish Colorado is woven very tightly into it. And I feel like the more that I give, the more that I get back. From native Coloradans to those taking their very first steps here on the Rocky Mountain soil, Jewish Colorado is here. It's open for business, and it's available to help people connect to life, to programs, to services all across the Jewish community. From engaging the next generation in being Jewish, through the PJ Library, Young Adult Department, to caring for our seniors and the vulnerable in our community, and all over the world. From programs supporting Israel through our Israeli emissaries, to representing our community at the state capitol with the Jewish Community Relations Council. For giving Jewishly, there's no better place to give than the Jewish Colorado. By being here tonight, your $180 minimum gift is not just the price of a wonderful dinner, but it's your opportunity and even your responsibility to step up and perform a mitzvah, the mitzvah of tzedakah, to honor the generations before us and to lead the generations to come. Whether this is your very first gift or this might be your 50th gift, if each and every one of us in this room tonight makes a meaningful gift to Jewish Colorado and to the Flagship Fund, which is the one fund that truly does everything, we can make a substantial impact on Jewish life and on the future. Please join me in giving generously tonight to show your support and solidarity for Jewish community. Table captains, now's your time. Please pass out your pledge cards now. There are staff members in the audience to assist with any questions. And in addition, it's my honor to tell you that the silent auction is going to be closed in 10 minutes, so please check the items you want in order to make any final bids. Thank you all very much.
Joey to Ben.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, you killed it, Joey. That was awesome. You're such a mensch. I love you, brother.